Hello and welcome back to MLB The Show 18 and the Jason Parham Road to the Show. I'm Tyrant Saber. Last time out, Jason pitched for 6 innings in Fenway against the Philadelphia Phillies and couldn't quite get through a whole season without plunking one guy and managed to nail Nick Williams, as well as give up a grand total of 6 hits and 1 run against the Phillies. Got a no decision on a game we ultimately lost. Bullpen blew it in the late innings. What a shame. Let's keep going. Okay, bullpen day. What has Jason got going today? Slider and Cape 9, fun. Cut control, fun. Cut break. Up to its cap. We need to get somebody to help us out with that cutter of ours. We're kind of coming up to the caps on a lot of these things. Pitching clutch cap is something that we do finally need. After we cap the top on it. So, let's bump that up, son. Tony Zitch, our former closer, present setup man. Okay, it looks like Jason is going to be playing against the Toronto Blue Jays in the Rogers Center. Now, Jason has played the Blue Jays a grand total of 10 times before, has a 2-3 record against them, a 3.77 ERA and a .333 WOBA. So, obviously, not the best results against these guys, and there's a bunch of players on there that I kind of hate, you know. Mitch Haniger, Randall Grichuk, Wellington Castillo, these are all guys that have taken Jason to task. David Dahl, too. All of these guys have given Jason headaches in the past, so I kind of hate the Blue Jays at this point. It's kind of becoming personal. Let's see if we can't get out here and punish them a little more, put another win on the column for it. Let's get it.
Tuesday Night Baseball on the show as we welcome you to Rogers Center here in Toronto. Tonight, the opener of a 3-game series between the Boston Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. Boston find themselves on a 5-game skid. They'll try to get back on track next. Nelson Cabrera, the Alabama-born left-hander, will be doing the pitching in this one. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, what this guy's been able to do is
look at that rat tail.
Averages over a strikeout per 9 innings. His K
Why
per
would you
9
come out in
innings
public
rate right now is 10 for every 9 innings pitched. Definitely one of the elite pitchers with elite swing and miss stuff.
And next will be Dansby Swanson digging in. He'll lead things off here in the bottom
so
half of the
first
first.
pitch. Call is for high outside fastball. Yeah, sure, we'll give it to him.
First pitch on its way. And that one just
right outside the corner for ball
Guys,
1.
this Red Sox ball club entering play
Nothing
here
going
tonight.
for the
They
Red
come
Sox,
into this one
top
in
of
need
the
some
first,
kind of
so we're going to have to come
turn
out here
around
and
as
help
they
them out a
find
little
themselves
bit.
in the midst of a 5-game slide.
Yeah, I get it, Matty. The team's on a
Curveball, next
moderate
pitch.
losing streak right now.
Gets it off the end of the bat, goes to second base, and that's the first out.
A little bit. Everybody goes through
Looks like
these
Raul
little
Mondesi
stretches,
back
these
on the
little
field
valleys
today.
Throughout the course of a long season, this team should right itself, and it needs to start today.
With that, let's take a look at the Blue Jays starting lineup. Anybody catch your eye, Dan?
Well, keep an eye on the dynamic abilities of Will Myers. He's having a solid year. With runners in scoring position, he's hitting over 300. That's not outstanding or anything, but he's consistent, and that's what I love watching about this guy. His game is so consistent.
Striding into the box, Will Myers. First shot for him here as he comes in currently leading the junior circuit in hitting. Ground ball.
That's straight up the middle. First pitch, cutter outside. Will Myers ambushes Jason on the first pitch and gets on first base with 1 away.
Kept his hands inside the baseball and ripped the base hit up the middle.
And if you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes
Can't get
even when you make a good pitch, the ball's going to
Adam Frazier at short can't get to it, so that just kind of scoots right through the gap, up the middle, and here comes Mitch Haniger. 2 home runs in 25 plate appearances, a career 376 WOBA and 929 OPS against Jason, which means he's a bad man. This is a bad man that Jason is facing.
First offering on its way. A fastball
and he just watches one come over the black, 2-seamer inside for ball 1.
In on the hands, it wasn't a strike, but if he can command the movement in there, he's going to be very effective
call
in this one.
Similar height on the outside.
Here it comes, 1-0.
That hits the outside corner, low for a strike.
Clyde Washington, as you see the rest of our umpiring.
And it looks
crew
like
there.
it's our boy
my type of
Belliard behind the plate again. I'm not sure why, honestly. We've still got Blake Swihart on the team.
I guess with Clyde is he is a real good low
So I'm not sure why we're seeing so much of Belliard in our starts.
He has a very consistent zone.
I mean,
it's a low
in the
zone,
same
but a
way that we're
consistent
used to
zone.
thinking of Blake Swihart as our elite catcher, it might well be that he's just kind of
on the first baseline.
Beyond his.
That finds its way through for a base hit.
Well, I'm not sure I want to finish that thought.
Well, when you're going as well as he is,
grounder along the first baseline from Mitch Haniger.
Matty, he's having a monster season, well over 300.
A one-out knock, and that'll put men on the corners with still one away.
You're willing to go deep and still feel confident.
And that'll bring up the speedy.
Anyway, I'm wondering if maybe Mr. Belliard, Maxwell Belliard, is our new franchise catcher going forward. And I don't know how I feel about that. We traded Andrew Knapp, which does mean that even as a backup, I would expect Belliard to be the backup for
stepping into the box to Oscar Hernandez
for Blake Swihart, but it appears that instead maybe he's the start.
Results he or his club have been hoping for.
I don't know what the deal is, but be that as may, we got out of the first all right, and the first pitch of the second inning turned into a pop fly.
So here's how the
double play to end the first, and then a pop fly on the first pitch of the second.
You think the pitching staff's not going to want to pitch the righties in to pull and the lefties away to go the other way to the left side? That's because everything's getting caught on the left side of this infield. Should be fun to watch.
Here comes Mitch Haniger, or excuse me, Randall Grichuk. Mitch Haniger has already been up. This is another dude that I don't like dealing with very much. WOBA of 507, OPS of 1,235. So this is another bad man. This is another guy that takes Jason to task. 3 home runs in 28 plate appearances to date. So this is not somebody I want to leave stuff in the zone like that. Jason, what are you doing?
I guess he's
Jason
really trying to measure
Parham,
that fastball in his first
what are you doing? What would your mother say if she saw you leaving stuff lying in the center of the zone like that? Clean up your mess, mister.
And the slider gets him swinging.
And strike him out. Strike out Randall Grichuk.
Another strikeout for him on the mound, and boy,
that's
is it fun
1
to
away or
watch
2
him
away.
go about his
Bottom of the
business.
second.
No doubt, Matty. He's one of my favorites, mostly because of his stuff. You know, he can absolutely dominate on any given day because of what he offers up there. It's just nasty. There aren't many hitters that like to see this guy on the mound.
Second baseman.
Into the box
Try
now.
a first pitch curveball. A little nervous about it.
He'll watch a first pitch
But a lot of times,
drop in there for strike 1.
it feels like, it may not actually be true, but it feels like on those first pitch curveballs, you don't get a swing and miss on them just because they're a little bit frozen by them. So when they come out of the zone low, you're not really helping. It's not really helping your cause all that much. Wayne Marchant flies out to right field. Yasiel Puig pulls it in, and that'll be the end of the second. Red Sox still tied. Blue Jays 0-0. Blue Jays have the edge in hits. They have 2. Red Sox had 1. That now, Red Sox are up 2. Start of the
early stages in this one. They're only
bottom
down
of the
by
third.
a couple of runs, but it's really key for
Which
this
means
leadoff guy
that,
to
of course,
try to get
Jason
on and
is
get a big inning
winning
started.
now. So let's try to keep it that way.
Drive it. Let's go, kid.
Christian Villanueva, not so many plate appearances. Former teammate of Jason's on the Padres, and of course, Jason hadn't been in the NL for a couple years, so until Christian Villanueva came to the Blue Jays, he hasn't seen Jason in a few years.
The windup and the 0-1.
Late pitch, but still swung on and missed. Nicely executed from Jason, or just badly executed by Villanueva at the plate. 0-2 count. You know what that means. Showtime slider. Gets tapped at the plate.
Foul right at home plate.
So it remains 0-2. Calls for a low curveball.
Here's another 0-2.
Swing and a miss on one in the dirt. Villanueva goes down on strikes.
And he makes the
That's
throw
one
to
away in the
first.
third.
Villanueva is retired, and there's one away. Stepping up now, Wellington Castillo, and the confidence might be wavering at the moment. Last 10 or so ball games have been a real struggle for him. Here comes the first pitch.
Villanueva not as good numbers as some of the other players. He only has only quote unquote has a 456 WOBA and a 1134 OPS. But he's the guy that Jason has kind of thwarted Jason's aspirations in a lot of games. Broken up no-hitters, broken up
High in the air out to center field.
Broken up
Bradley on the run.
Shutouts.
Hauls it in without any trouble, and there are two away.
Fly ball to center field. Jackie Bradley Jr. out there to pull it in for the second out, which will bring back Dansby Swanson, who grounded out in the first inning.
0 for 1 for him here in this one.
Swanson, career 250 hitter against Jason with a 219 WOBA, so not a lot of extra base hits against Jason.
Here we go now. Come on now. One time.
First pitch coming. Here it is. A fastball here.
Good pitch spot, top inside corner, but the ump isn't feeling sympathetic today.
About this, but in a 2-run game, a 2-out walk right here could at least get the tying run to the plate. And on top of that,
1-0 count, outside two-seamer.
2-0.
Can't get it back to the zone, which makes it a 2-0 count. So instead, we'll try a change-up, middle of the zone. That goes in there for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Love the pitch call there. 2-0.
So
you know, the
top of the zone two-seamer is the next call.
Change up in the zone. That's going to be a tough pitch to handle.
So we'll try to hit the spot.
He's fallen behind.
Goes outside, so now it's 3-1 to Dansby Swanson. They're calling for, or Belliard's calling for a challenge pitch, and I'm not sure I'm buying it. I'm going to go low in the zone. Yeah, you know what? I will go ahead and give it to him. I'm going to go cutter, outside quadrant, top of the zone-ish.
Here it is.
And if it hits the zone, great. It did, in fact, hit the zone. Now it's a full count, 3-2. Swanson was late on the swing. So, carefully bring that slider in a little more than I'd like. Chops it over to third base, and I don't think it's going to be in time. Little infield single for Dansby Swanson with 2 outs, and now he's on first base.
A little swinging ground ball and a 2-out infield base hit.
Yeah, it's never
effectively a swinging bunt, but, you know,
it seemed innocent.
Looks all the same in the scoreboard.
But now we see traffic at first.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
Slider drops low out of the zone on the first pitch to Will Myers.
This is a steal situation right here. 2 outs and the leadoff hitter on first. This is the time
and again, good pitch on the black, just a little outside, and the ump was not feeling particularly generous. So we're now 2-0.
2-0 count. The pitch.
Top of the zone, cutter gets punished by Will Myers. It's going long. It is out of here. Right center field, 418 feet. Will Myers punishes that one for a 2-run home run.
A 2-run home run off the bat of Will Myers. And that is 27 for him on the year as the Blue Jays have rallied back to tie it at 2.
I can tell you one thing, you might get away with throwing a ball in that location in the minor leagues, but when you get one up like
that one just kind of didn't cut near enough, just stayed in the center of the zone, and he punished it.
Bad result.
Well, Jay, pull your pants back up. Let's try it again.
As he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1.
Hasn't been a particularly good second inning for Jason so far. Now at 31 pitches.
There's a change-up.
Still have to get that third out in the third inning.
Come on, guys.
So, go inside fastball, two-seamer.
A little behind on that swing.
He was late on it,
to shorten up maybe and protect the plate.
It's not much consolation there. Trying up and in fastball.
Is fastball taken
misses the zone. Jason just not having all that much luck hitting the zone today. So let's try an outside low corner curveball. See if we can't get a swing and a miss. Cannot, in fact, but it's over to second base, who I believe is Raul Mondesi. And that'll end the inning.
So they get a couple of runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left aboard.
So
now to the top of
Red Sox and Blue Jays tied after 3 innings, 4 hits apiece, 2 runs apiece. It's time for the Red Sox to come back to the plate.
And now the Toronto number 4 hitter, David Dahl, comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game.
Boston pulls up another 2 runs after the top of the 4th, so Jason is up 4-2. But ideally, we won't allow any more of those. Won't allow any more of those home runs to come across. You know, won't give up any more of those big flies. Try 2-seamer up and in to David Dahl, swinging a miss. 96-mile-an-hour fastball up and in, and he was early on it, so he's certainly feeling it. But try that breaking circle change, low and away. Grounds it inside to Rafael Devers, and that'll be the first out of the 4th. So kind of a rough 3rd inning for Jason, but see if we can't get things going. Oh my word! It looks like Barack Felder either got dealt or he's not the new hotness. Barney Saltzman, a name we remember from this last season, I think. One of our replacement outfielders, raking at 455 with like 4 homers. So clearly putting in good performances down there in AAA. Bring him up. Actually, probably don't bring him up. We got a really good outfield core right now between Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Yasiel Puig. I'm really happy with all 3 of those guys.
He's pitching well as we're moving into the middle innings,
but you know,
interestingly, less than 50%
Red Sox
of his
future for those. Ooh, kind of hung that curveball and got no swing on it. So Jason getting away with not murder, maybe arson. You know. Certainly at a minimum tax fraud.
Odyssey brings it in, and there's out number 2.
And this is not an easy play when you have to range to your right. He really didn't have a chance to get his feet set, so this is all
Yeah, that is Raul Mondesi over at second, and I, like a fool, I forgot to grab my customary
left fielder, Randall Grichuk.
Here's Randall Grichuk.
Lineup card before
as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's
beginning
0-1.
the
He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
It's helpful for me just to remember who all is out here and who all is on our side, who all's in their lineup. Even though I do keep live records of how the opposing batters are arrayed in these games and what their batting results are, it's just helpful to have it as a record.
Painless half of the inning, all told. On to the top of inning number 5 we go. The Red Sox.
So Randall Grichuk goes down for the 2nd time on the day. That is now the 2nd of his strikeouts today, and that's like 2 out of the 10 in total that Jason has got against him in 30 plate appearances. So occasionally Jason can do some pretty good work against Grichuk, but then on the other hand, he can also turn one around and send it to the stands just kind of on a whim. So let's not get too full of ourselves against him. 2-seamer down. Strike 1 against Dwayne Marchand. Marchand, I think it is, actually. Nothing on one below the zone. 2-seamer down. Cutter down is also the next call. Put it in the outside corner. Grounder out there to Raul Mondesi at second. Over to Derek Dietrich at first, and that'll be the first out of the 5th. So Boston still up 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. No extra runs across in the top, but we are still having a 2-run lead, which is great. Not insurmountable by any means, but it's more comfortable than being behind 2 runs. Let's say that. Calls for a slider outside. I think I'm going to veto that. I think I'm going to go curveball in. And hope I don't leave it hanging.
Favorable
Oof,
call
got a
in there
generous
for a
call
strike.
from that one.
I gotta say, his command of the corners in this start has been
That
pretty
one was
exceptional.
had no business being called a strike. Ump back there just making a mockery of the game, I gotta say.
Chopped weakly to
Christian
the left.
Villanueva chops one over to third. Rafael Devers
And that's
gets
the
it over
second
to
out.
first. Having to rush that ball. Get it over there. And that'll bring up
Now at the
Wellington
plate,
Castillo.
Wellington Castillo. So far, 0 for 1 with a flyout.
Wellington Castillo.
Here comes the
So
first pitch.
two-seamer down, first pitch.
Hit hard
Swats
to
it
the right.
away.
Foul.
0-1 count. Next call from Belliard is up and in with the two-seamer. We'll give it
Into
to
the
him.
windup. Here comes the 0-1.
Swing and a
And he
miss on
chased
one up and
out of the
in.
zone, a swing and a miss. Castillo, who cleverly gets the nickname Beef. He's in the midst of his 14th.
So 0-2 count. Give him the Showtime slider.
I'll tell you,
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a
Thanks
miss.
for playing.
That retires the side, and that
Go
will
back
do
to your
it.
dugout, have yourself a little
1,
sip
2,
of water,
3,
then
go
get
the
back out
game.
on the field
They
and try
trail it
to
here 4-2.
catch your pitcher while we try to hit some balls in accordance with the rules of Major League Baseball.
So the lineup flips over and digging in. Dansby Swanson, 1 for 2.
And
on
coming
his line
back up
so far
to
in the
top
game.
the sixth, or the bottom of the sixth rather, is Dansby Swanson.
Here's the first
Going to
pitch
try
to
to
him.
aggressively attack
on the
the
ground
outside
toward
of
the
the
left.
zone.
That's
Swanson
through,
gets
and he's
himself
now
another
2 for
hit. He is
3
now
in
2
this
for
one.
3 on the
So
day.
The leadoff man is aboard to start out the inning.
And,
so it's a ground ball
yeah,
single to left for him
137
here.
hits on the year
Second
for him
hit
entering
tonight.
August,
And there
which
you
is,
see the
you know,
Toronto
not
leaderboard
nothing to
in that
be
category as he
ashamed
currently
of,
ranks
to say the
second
least.
best on the ball club.
Myers.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Pop up
Popped him
at home plate. Will Myers just going to,
And he'll indeed make
send
the
it
play in
flying
foul
straight up
territory
for the catcher.
first out.
and that'll be out number 1. Not exactly the way you draw it up, but
Stepping in
it
now
works.
is Mitch Haniger. He's singled in 2 trips to the plate thus far. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Oh, sawed
Shatters
off
the
there
bat as
at
this
the
is hit on
plate.
ground.
No
And
way to
indeed,
get a
he
double
won't try
play
to
on
force
that
it at
one, but
second.
that is
He'll
going to be
just
the
flip
second
on to
out.
first for the sure out.
Mondesi gets it over to
And
Dietrich
you know,
real
guys,
quick, and
if this
that'll
bat
be
doesn't break, it's
Mitch
probably a
Haniger
double play
out.
ball, but that just wasn't happening here. Good job to make sure of one, though.
all right. So that'll bring up David Dahl, who again, good numbers in his past appearances. 1 home run, 15 plate appearances, a .459 WOBA, and a 1,114 OPS.
And
At this
that'll
point
bring
in
up
the
the
game
speedy
after this plate
outfielder
appearance.
David Dahl.
Assuming,
As he'll take a
well,
look
let's
at
not
ball
assume. How
1.
about we actually find out? Career 492 WOBA at this point, and a 1198 WOBA, or OPS, excuse me. Go inside with this cutter, I think.
Misses
No
for the second
swing.
ball.
Just kind of
He's got a
rotates
base
over
open to
there.
use right here, and it looks like he might not be afraid to do
0-2
that
count.
by the way
First
he's
one we
pitching.
got in today, so let's try the changeup.
And a very
Right
low
on the
strike
corner.
there. Trying to
A little
speed
bit
up the game.
generous in my
Perhaps
opinion,
It's
but-
2-1.
I apologize if you can hear that. The Rally Cat is making her presence known.
Come on, big guy. One time. Here we go.
Now the
Two-seamer
2-1
up and
pitch.
in.
Taken.
Called
strike
for a
2.
strike. No swing. 2-2 count. 2 away. Bottom of the 6th with a man on second. We'll try this low outside changeup and see if we get a swing and a miss. Let's get it. Swing and a miss. David Dahl goes down on strikes. And that
One
will
left
end
for
the
Toronto.
6th.
Still down by a
Jason's still
count
up
of 4-2.
4-2 after 6 innings. We'll see if they leave him in. They do. Teoscar
Stepping into the
Hernandez
box,
up to the plate.
Teoscar Hernandez. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ballgame.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs.
So calls for cutter outside. Give it to him. Hits the outside corner for
0-1
strike
the
1.
count.
Now top inside corner, 2-seamer.
Come on now.
Jason played a lot against Teoscar Hernandez, but he hasn't had the best appearance or results against Jason. Not bad necessarily. It's well, actually, it is pretty bad. A 125 batting average.
But now this next pitch
before at this point, before this plate appearance, he had a 129 batting average and a 135 WOBA. OPS of 323, which all translates to he's just not very effective against Jason. At least not up to this point. I've said that enough times about enough people that inevitably somebody breaks the streak and gets themselves a nice little whack. Oh, and a bad throw into the infield.
Hey, not a bad pitch right there. Off-speed
bad throw into the infield.
Set that up pretty well.
Gets a single, not a double. That was an error by the outfielder.
Yeah,
Jackie Bradley Jr. with an uncharacteristically inaccurate throw.
I think he thought to himself, here comes the off-speed.
First pitch of the at-bat.
Randall Grichuk now to the plate. Holds back on a change-up.
Stands at second with
ball
no
one.
outs.
Oh, I don't like that. Got it over, but I kind of hung that slider a little bit. One of those cement mixer guys.
Interesting at bat. I think he has to be pitching for a strikeout here, so we'll see what kind of sequence he uses.
Two-seamer, excuse me, 12-6. Just over the black on the outside, gets no swing. Try two-seamer high outside corner, catches that corner.
Looks like he's got a good feel for that
2-2 count. A little bit of showtime left. We're going to go ahead and use it. Showtime slider down and away, swing and a miss. Give that man a hat. Randall Grichuk gets himself 3 strikeouts in the game against Jason.
That was his third tonight, and it seems we're seeing that a lot more these days.
Yeah, Matt, there's been a real change in philosophy as far as hitting in baseball today. A lot of guys think now that an out is an out, a strikeout.
Dwayne Marchant at the plate. That is going to go out to the outfield. Yasiel Puig shooting for the plate, but again, not on line. That is going to be a run. Dwayne Marchant gets a base hit, drives in Teoscar Hernandez, and that makes it 4-3 Toronto, and that will be Jason's day right there.
And I think there's a fight at the bat rack.
So he pitches for 6 2/3 today. Gets quality start out of the day, but obviously, you know, some results we would rather not have seen, but not a lot we can do about it at this point. We just got to accept what we have done and continue on. So Phil Maton coming out to get the last out of the 7th. We'll see if he can hold it together, if Boston can keep it up together long enough to get the victory today. Jason's still on the hook for the win, unless, of course, they let Marchant get around to score, but we'll find out if that will actually happen. Survey says...
Well, there's no doubt they've looked pretty inept the last 5 games, but they got the monkey off their back here with the win and are hoping to build on that now.
7-4 is the final score in tonight's game. Boston came through when it mattered.
Well, it wasn't the ideal outing for Jason, and indeed Marchant came around to score to tie the game in the 7th, but Boston pulls it back in the top of the 9th for the win. Jason remains at 9-6 on the year and 55-38 in his career. He goes to 2.44 ERA. His FIP is at 2.75, and his XFIP is at 2.94. So that's going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm Tyrant Saber, and I will see you at the ballpark.